And hello there, my name is Strike Alpha, and I'm here casting my friend Lazpras' game. Lazpras is going to be on the red team playing with a Vigar, Vladimir, Warwick, and Jace. He's going to be playing against a Bard, Lucian, Twisted Fate, Kayn, and Aatrox blue team. So, starting off, I'm looking at these team comps and just going off what I'm seeing, it feels like the blue team should be focused more on picks and roaming and potentially split pushing. Aatrox, Kayn, Twisted Fate, and Bard are pretty good at roaming, I think, at this point. Lucian is pretty good at keeping close up with those guys as they're roaming around the map. He also is capable of dueling, so blue team is definitely going to be looking to spread the red team thin in terms of their team comp. Red team, however, is gonna be a little bit of a hybrid between split pushing and potentially, and we got a start on the red side with Kayn. Red team is going to be looking for potential picks, and they're also going to be looking for potential team fights. The range on Jace definitely helps with sieging. I'm going to say kind of giving more emphasis on the team fighting aspect. Vigar and Morgana, with their lockdown capacity, will definitely be able to change the team fight into a kind of a different situation. It looks like this might be the end of Jace. That is the end, with the ignite going down on with the ignite from Aatrox. Jace quickly went down, and meanwhile you got a flash from the Bard trying to get the kill on Morgana. I don't know, this should be a safe move for the Jace. Now Jace might be getting ready to go down again. Kayn is there with the red buff. If he gets one more hit, he should be able to slow him enough to get that kill, and maybe, or I guess not. They got there too late. Oh well. So, red team is going to be looking for team fights later on, I believe, and they should be able to take advantage of that. But we will see whether or not the CC from the bot lane and the power from Jace is going to mean anything, especially in this situation now that Jace is down 2-0 within the first 3 minutes and 30 seconds of this match. So, now let's go ahead and talk about these matchups. Just thinking about it, Aatrox and Jace should kind of be in favor of Jace, but we're seeing right now that that isn't necessarily the case. I don't think Bard is going to make it out, but Lucian is peppering this Vigar. This might be the end of Vigar. Although now Warwick is coming in. Bard does get the kill, but Warwick is there for the chase. Vigar pins in Lucian, and Warwick gets the double kill. But yes, the matchup in top should be favoring Jace, but right now it doesn't necessarily seem like that's the case. Aatrox is closing that distance between him and Jace very quickly, and Jace is not kiting or switching the hammer form fast enough, I guess. One of those two, one way or another. Aatrox has a pretty decent advantage right now, and Jace is gonna have to work in order to kind of make that up. Here comes Warwick ganking in mid. I'm gonna say throws the gank down on Twisted Fate. It's gonna be enough to take him maybe to a little bit over half health. I'm gonna say no summoner spells were used in that gank. But yes, so just looking at these junglers now, we got Kayn and Warwick. Kayn is going to be great in this situation for helping with the picks and helping split push, However, right now he has not necessarily done too much on the map 5 minutes in. Warwick, on the other hand, currently has a double kill. And he looks like he's going to be either building Titanic Hydra or he might be building Titanic Hydra. We'll have to see what he decides to do. And yeah, this is another bad situation for the Jace. He goes down 3-0 for Aatrox. Definitely not a good sign of things to come. But anyway, Warwick is definitely making his way towards building items. He's showing himself to be a carry early on in this game right now, and we got the ult from Vlad flashed in. I don't think that was worth it necessarily, and it was unable to finish the job. Meanwhile, in mid, we got Warwick coming through with the gank. He gets that kill, runs right back out like nothing ever happened. Meanwhile, up top, it looks like Jace is being, or it looks like Aatrox has decided to start proxy farming. He knows that Jace can't really stop him, so it kind of makes sense at this point. Unfortunately, Aatrox should have seen those Krugs running. Oh, and here we go. This is not good. Oh, and there's a shutdown for the Aatrox, and it looks like he should be getting another kill. Twisted Fate ults up to top, and now Aatrox is 5-0-0. Any momentum that Warwick had pretty much has been negated at this point, thanks to that gank from thanks from that kind of counter play gank from Twisted Fate. Red team is got an uphill battle climb pretty much. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about this mid lane matchup a little bit. Vlad and Twisted Fate. Vlad is going to be someone who doesn't necessarily mind being in lane, and he should be perfectly fine being in lane for the most part. Here we go. We got another gank, and looks like Bard really doesn't like that Morgana. However, it looks like he might have went a little too far. Meanwhile, Warwick is going to get cullinged to death. I'm going to say once the seal is broken, it just won't stop. And it looks like this may also be a quick and early tower for this Aatrox, getting that before the 8-minute mark. He's going to go ahead and recall finally. He has 4,700 gold right now. Oh wait, no. He's gotten 4,700 gold altogether, but right now he was doing pretty well. Now he has Phage, and he should be pretty much set for right now. Got a little commentary going back and forth between the ADC and the top laner, or the ADC of the blue team and the top laner of the red team. And here comes Kane coming through the jungle, ready to fight this Warwick, but it doesn't look like he's going to be getting too much more other than a hit. And unfortunately, Warwick goes back in. Kane goes ahead and ults Warwick, but that's going to be the end of him, and I think that is going to be the end of Kane. You say Vladimir is going to go ahead and take that kill. Meanwhile, it looks like Vigar. Whoa! And Vigar hits Lucian with a tactical nuke. And makes it out with a kill on that. Lucian is not necessarily happy about that, but he has to deal with it. But anyway, Twisted Fate and Vlad are going to be fairly... Vlad should be fine in lane, and here comes Aatrox. He's ulting. He went in. He might be a little too far in. I don't necessarily know what's going on here, but looks like Bard might be getting ready to go down in bot. However, Warwick goes ahead, ults the Aatrox, and Jace is going to go... Oh, no, he's not down, but he is going to finally get that first kill on the Aatrox. Let me say... Definitely helping with the current situation involving the gold deficit. But yeah, in lane, Vladimir should beat Twisted Fate, but Twisted Fate has the capacity to not necessarily stay in the lane thanks to his ult. as long as he's made aware of potential, what's the word I'm looking for? As long as he's made aware of potential, let's just call it good situations for right now. If he's aware of the map, he should be able to get some sort of advantage moving forward. And here comes Vlad. He's going in. This should be a kill for him. However, he gets stunned under the tower, takes a little bit of damage, but is able to easily walk out of that. And that's exactly what I was expecting now. Vlad has more than enough potential to take care of himself while he's in mid lane by himself. And here we go. We got a fight in bot. And this might not necessarily be all that great for Morgana. She is able to get out of that bad situation with her Vigar ulted by Bard. Meanwhile, we got a angry little Kayn behind the tower. He's ready to go in as soon as these minions go ahead and push out. So we're gonna see a gank pretty much. And now that Warwick is on his way back down, he is gonna be there for this fight. Looks like Vigar throws down, takes care of the Bard real quick. Now Kayn is trying to run for his life, but it looks like Lucian is stuck under blue tower and he's gonna go down as well. And it looks like Twisted Fate is ulting, but I don't know where. And Aatrox gets the quick and easy kill on this Jace. Warwick gets a kill on Kayn, and it looks like Warwick might be running for his life right now. Morgana is trying to take some of the pressure off of him as he recalls, but Twisted Fate's gonna start moving back, but it's gonna be too late. No one's gonna go down from that. And it looks like there's a little bit of complaint in terms of conversation here. And looks like Aatrox is going after Jace. That's going to be a quick and easy kill for him. But now that Warwick's here, that is going to be a passive for him. He's going to try and fight him off again. But he shouldn't be able to do this. But he looks like he's going to be able to get away. Although Vlad is going to probably cut him off at the pass. And he is able to get that shutdown gold. So, now that we have tried to talk about every other lane for the most part, let's go ahead and talk about this bot lane matchup. Lucian and Bard versus Vigar and Morgana. Thanks to these last few patches, ADCs aren't necessarily the only ones being played in bot lane. While I don't necessarily like that myself, it doesn't necessarily mean that that is a bad thing, especially now that we have a little more diversity in terms of our lane matchups. That being said, I still think that Lucian probably should be able to beat this Vigar lane pretty easily. He's currently 2-3-3 to Vigar's 3-2-3, but that's been due to a couple ganks early on. And now Morgana is going ahead and throwing down the Dark Binding. And Aatrox should be able to get this kill on Vlad. Meanwhile, Kayn gets the kill on Chase. Vlad is being chased pretty bad here, but looks like Warwick should be able to scare off at least one or two of them. Warwick goes ahead, suppresses Kayn. He gets the kill on Kayn, but Aatrox gets the kill on Warwick immediately after. Meanwhile, looks like this might be the end of Lucian, and that is it. So Lucian goes and gets hit with the Primordial Burst, or Primordial Ooze. What is that called, actually? Yeah, Primordial Burst. All right. And it looks like that's the end of Bard, too. Vigar gets 2 kills pretty quick. You say definitely not good for the for the blue team, especially considering now that he has a he's probably going to be building a Magi's very soon. So he currently has a Dark Seal at 5 stacks, so Lucian should probably be paying attention to that, because it won't take too much to burst him down at that point. So at this point, I kind of expect that people should start heading towards Dragon. Right now, it is an Ocean Drake, and that definitely will be helpful for the blue team due to the fact that there's quite a bit of poke potential coming in from the red team. question is, are they necessarily thinking about that objective? Doesn't necessarily look like that in all honesty. Oh, and Bard gets caught with a maximum length binding, and now Jace has been caught up top. He might not be getting out of this fight with this Aatrox, but he is able to actually get a little bit of foot move speed and get away from that Aatrox, as he thought he was going to go ahead and gank Jace. Meanwhile, Aatrox might be in a bad situation. He goes ahead, ults the Jace. He's currently fighting 3 people at once right now. He should be able to get this kill on Jace, but actually, Jace is able to run away. Aatrox shouldn't be able to get out of here, and Vlad goes ahead, gets the kill. Meanwhile, in bot, let's say Bard hits Vigar with that ult, and Lucian goes ahead, follows up with the culling, getting a kill on his Vigar. While it looks like Kane is going after Morgana, he should be able to take this kill pretty quick. He's going to go ahead and run Darken Form, so he has a little bit of CC and quite a bit of lifesteal involved with his attacks. But he's not going to be able to get away from this Warwick. So again, it looks like no one's necessarily paying attention to that dragon, although it looks like potentially Warwick might be getting ready to go for it. Twisted Fate is the closest person who can do something about it, and it doesn't look like he has any plans on... Oh, he decided to change his mind. He might be getting ready to go in. He does currently have Destiny available, so... And he throws down the yellow card, and red team is going to take the Ocean Drake. Meanwhile... Oh, looked like Aatrox wanted to try and steal it, but he was unable to get enough damage down. Meanwhile, it looks like Aatrox is trying to get a pick on Vlad, but maybe he might have bit off a little more than he can chew, and Warwick goes ahead, gets the kill on this Aatrox. So, not really sure why Aatrox went ahead and burned Ignite in that fight, but hopefully he does not regret that within the next few minutes. And while Vlad is going after this Lucian, he made Lucian flash out. So Vlad is currently running quite a bit of damage, actually. His Dark Seal is at 10, so not a good move. Meanwhile, I think this might be the end of Jace. He gets knocked up by... Oh, and the ult from Kane as Jace hits that blast plant into the Dragon Pit. Not able to get away. So right now, this match is pretty even. And so red team is currently up 600 gold right now. Both teams are even in towers, and red team currently has 1 Ocean Drake. In terms of the money right now, most of the money is going to be on this Aatrox, who's currently 8-4-1 for the blue team, and Vlad goes ahead, ults in really quick. This should be the end of Vlad, but this might be the end of some other people as well. However, Aatrox is not going down. He finally has his passive blown, and now Warwick is running for his life. He only has a little bit of HP. He unfortunately gets taken down by Aatrox, and now it looks like blue team should be able to go ahead and take this mid tower. I don't know what Jace is doing. He's really in a bad position right now. He has 5 people pretty much running at him. And yeah, it's been a while since I've seen 5 people jump on a single person, but I don't know how Jace got out of position like that. So I understand why he might have tried to do that. Flanking for Jace would probably be super significant in terms of the damage he's able to throw out, especially considering he'd be able to access the backline. However, this Jace is currently 1-9-2, and his only damage item is literally a Doran's Blade, so you can't really expect that much damage from a Jace flank in that type of situation. Jace should probably stay in hammer form, especially considering, like I've said, he's only bought a Doran's Blade, but he currently has a Warmog's armor and a cloth armor. Not really sure if that was the best choice, but he can manage to make something happen from that. That being said, he should definitely be more in the front rather than in the back, and probably not necessarily going after targets by himself. This looks like a bad situation, and Morgana's Dark Shield goes down at the last second. Twisted Fate able to go ahead and get that yellow card off. Meanwhile, Aatrox is going in on Morgana. The tower has been frozen. And this is the end of Morgana. Meanwhile, Red Redemption's going down. And Warwick is trying to balance things out, but it's just not going to happen. It's a 3-0 team fight for the blue team. Able to pick people off one at a time as they came through into that fight. And now, as a result, I feel like the blue team should be able to take some sort of objective. Yeah. But it doesn't necessarily seem like that right now. And Vlad goes ahead, immediately ults in. He should be able to get a kill. He does get the kill on Bard. Vigar is trying to throw down his fence, but it's not going to be enough. Meanwhile, Aatrox is kind of trying to decide whether or not he wants to flank, but he is going to go ahead and back off. He has a Maul Mortis, but it's probably not going to be enough against a Vigar and a Vlad, especially considering both of them are doing pretty well on the AP side of things, and he doesn't really have all that much MR. So after that last little team fight, looks like blue team came ahead pretty strong. They have a 2K gold advantage. Right now, red team should again be looking to try and take more objectives. If they are able to actually try and take that Baron, it would probably be super helpful for them at this point. But chances are they are going to need a pick, and they don't necessarily look like they're that organized to, or have that at least in mind, moving forward within the next few minutes. Meanwhile, Vlad goes in a little bit, backs out, and it looks like Twisted Fate is going to want to start a fight, but I think he just took a significant amount of damage. This might be the end of Aatrox, though. Bard throws down his ult, able to catch 3 members of the red team at once. Vlad is caught out by himself. Twisted Fate is trying to get the kill, but it is not going to happen. Meanwhile, Aatrox is going to try and get out of that fight. Vlad is going to get taken down by the Bard in the end, and Kane is going to go ahead and help Aatrox get a kill on Warwick. Lucian gets a kill on Jace as well, and the team fight is almost over. Morgana goes down. Kane runs through a wall trying to catch up to this Vigar. Vigar is by himself against 4 members of the red or blue team. He goes ahead, backs out to that inner mid tower. I don't know if it's necessarily safe for him to do this either, because here comes Kane with the knockup, and Vigar has to flash out in order to live to fight another day, although it looks like Aatrox might be considering jumping over that wall. Actually, he tried to hit him with a little ranged attack, but it wasn't enough. Blue team's going to go ahead and rotate towards this Inferno Drake, picking up some of those objectives again. Meanwhile, it looks like red team is actually on hot pursuit. This might not be great for these guys. Aatrox unfortunately gets caught out. He gets hit with the Dark Binding, and that is going to be it. Warwick's going to go ahead and get the kill on that. Okay, so now it looks like a lot of people are currently in this bottom jungle. Morgana catches Bard, and this might... Oh, Bard hits the ult and able to catch Jace. However, it looks like blue team's going to be in retreat. Red team should be able to try and take this mid-inner tower. However, I don't think that's going to necessarily happen now that everyone else has came back. The red card has came through. Looks like this should be it for Twisted Fate. It is... I'll say, at this point, red team should be able to take this tower, but we don't know if that siege is going to work out. It is going to work out, though. So Redemption comes down, and it looks like red team is going to try and push for some more objectives at this point if they're able to get another pick. Not really sure what Lucian was doing as he dashed into the enemy team, but whatever. Aatrox takes a few hits, and now it looks like Warwick is on his way. Aatrox goes ahead and ults. Aatrox got hit with Dark Binding. Red team currently has way too many people who are low right now. Everyone's running for their lives. So Vlad's going to go down, and now Warwick is going to go down as well. Jace is trying to throw some shots backwards, trying persuade the blue team not to pursue, but it doesn't look like that's necessarily going to be the situation. They're going to go ahead and try and take this inner mid tower without too much complaint from the red team. Say, especially considering 2 members of the red team are currently down right now, and all 5 blue team members are there. It's going to take a little bit of effort by the red team in order to keep that mid inhib tower going. And it was, or whatever they did worked, because it looks like blue team is going to be backing out. However, they are going to be rotating bot to try and take that inner bot tower, and they should also be able to take that pretty easily as well, I think. So currently 4 members of the blue team are in bot with an extra wave helping crash essentially at the right moment. This should be the end of that tower, as long as, but it doesn't look like that's actually what's happening. Although Twisted Fate did land that gold card on that Jace right when he needed to. Bard goes ahead, throws down the ult on Vigor, probably saves somebody. However, it looks like we actually are getting a fight here. Kane goes ahead, ults the Vigor, comes out of the ult, but it looks like he's in a really bad spot. Vigor gets him with the primordial burst, but it looks like a lot of people are going to go down. Bard's going to take down Jace and Warwick. Meanwhile, Vigor's going to try and take down some people on the turn. Gets Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate gets him, and Morgana is trying to live after taking down Aatrox. Not really sure where Lucian is. Lucian went ahead and backed, but he's not really going to go ahead and push. This would probably be the time for him to do that. Oh, and the meep. Morgana is not necessarily appreciative of that. You say 1 auto from Bard to a minion in the front of Morgana was enough to actually kill her, so can't really help that. Looks like Lucian is gonna go ahead and try and save this top tower. I'm not really sure why, because he's in a really bad position, I think. He goes ahead and backs out at the right time, so that works out for Vlad. Not able to get the kill, but able to pretty much get out without too much of concern on his part. So throughout all of that just happened, like I said, the red team is starting to gain a bit of an advantage now. They're currently at 3.4k gold, and it looks like they're actually making an effort towards Baron. Right now it's just Kane and Lucian going after it, and it looks like Aatrox is going to be running interference. He goes after this Warwick. He tries to stop him. He should be able to win this fight, but Warwick goes ahead, pops his ult, and now it looks like these guys are pretty much in a slap fight. Meanwhile, Aatrox is still going after... Oh, and Morgana throws down her ult, trying to escape, but Aatrox, she is able to get away, and it looks like Aatrox might be in a bad spot. He gets hit with the primordial burst and goes down. And now Vigor has flashed into the Baron pick. Everyone's running for their life on the blue team. They're taking damage from Baron and the red team at the same time. Looks like this might not be great for these guys, because now red team has taken this Baron. Blue team definitely kind of blew that a little bit, and now red team has the advantage. You say about 600 gold. Oh, and this might be a quick kill for... Oh, the Dark Binding misses, and Twisted Fate is able to get a kill on Jace as a result. So it looks like red team should be able to take this first tower, first base tower at least. Go ahead and take that mid-in-hit tower. They're aware of Twisted Fate being behind them, but they're not necessarily going to do too much about them. They're just going to go ahead and take this inhib and then immediately back out. And while it looks like Warwick is going to be going after the next dragon of this game, it's actually an Inferno Dragon, so that's going to even out the power a little bit for the red for this match. So they make things a little more easy for the red team in terms of the damage output. So Red team currently has Baron and Inferno and Ocean Drake. Meanwhile, blue team currently just has Inferno Drake. So at this point, I think that red team should probably consider grouping up, although it doesn't necessarily look like their grouping has gotten them all that much. They need to at least try to make an effort to get something done with their Baron, and I don't think that they're going to get anything positively done if they stay in mid. There was a wave of minions coming down in top, and they looked like they were in a position to help take the inner top tower. However, it looks like both minions have all actually died, and now Jace is trying to get another wave up to that position. Oh, and here we go. Oh, and the Dark Binding aimed in the wrong direction. Kane gonna try and run through a couple walls to try and get out of that situation. Meanwhile, Lucian's culling goes down, but unfortunately due to his current... Oh, and this is not good. Bard's ult goes down, catches 3 members of the red team outside. Vigar able to get the kill on Lucian with his primordial burst, but Kane able to immediately get the kill on Vigar after that. Vlad able to get the kill on Twisted Fate, and it looks like it might actually be pretty even for in the red team's advantage. Looks like Aatrox is going to get caught out here, and that's going to actually be an ace for the red team. A 5-1 ace for the red team. They should be able to take pretty much most of the blue team's base with those kills. So, and now they go ahead and rotate towards these Nexus towers. This actually does look like this might be it. Lucian is up now, and Twisted Fate as well, but I don't think he has enough damage to stop a 5 or 4-man push, and that will be the game for the red team. That last insult thrown out at the very end of the game. Alright, so with that, I am probably gonna have to say that if it wasn't for the efforts of Vlad and Warwick in that game, Warwick finishing 10-10-12 and Vlad finishing 11-3-5, the red team would not have been able to come back from that massive early deficit. You say Jace probably deserves an award because I don't necessarily remember seeing anything about him complaining. He went 3-13-12, but he did realize that his main role was going to be as a tank, so he did decide to build tanky. So good job on him for recognizing how he could fit into the team, even with how things were turning out for him. That being said, I want to go ahead and thank my friend Lazpras for allowing me to cast their game, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. Again, my name is Strike Alpha, and keep playing, I guess.